All right, what's up, everybody? This is the first official episode of the Split Decisions podcast. Something we've been talking about for a couple years now,
at least
few years,
yeah.
Probably 3 years, and we finally got the chance to sit down and make it come to life. So
UFC 302, semi-decent card. I mean, it's pretty good. Some good matchups. Main event, you know, a lot of people pulling for Dustin Poirier, hoping he gets that gilly, you know, but big matchups.
We're going to start at the beginning, though, and run through each fight for y'all and just kind of give y'all our picks, let y'all know who we're picking, let y'all know who we're potentially betting. And yeah, you want to start off?
Yeah. All right. So first fight, I don't know if this is going to change or not. We've had a couple fallouts. We got Andre Lima against Mitch Raposo. Okay, Andre Lima 8-0, Mitch Raposo 9-1. Andre Lima out of Brazil, 25 years old, 126 pounds, 5'7", with a 67.5-inch reach. On the other side, you got Mitch Raposo, not like I said, 9-1 from Massachusetts. He's 25, 126 pounds, 5'5", with a shorter 64.5-inch reach, fighting out of the New England cartel, who is infamous for can-crushing fights, right? They always look good coming up, like good record, 9-1. You're thinking, all right, this man, you know, he could really put in work. But if you check that regional scene, check that the resume, I mean, most of these guys that he's fighting, we're talking... where we at? He lost to Jake Hadley first off. Jake Hadley looked good back in the day. That win's really not holding weight as much anymore. But everybody's fighting on the come up. You got him. This dude's 0-3. His next fight, 5-14. Fight after that, 3-3. Fight after that, 1-3. So they're not coming in with the most stacked resumes.
So you say you like that plus 200 odds
on Andre Lima?
On the debut, Mitch Raposo, plus 200.
I don't. That's what I'm going against. I'm saying I don't. I feel like this, Andre Lima, I feel like this is just a quick giving him somebody off the regional scene to fill that spot. The original fight was, I don't know who it was, but this was a short notice replacement. That's what I do know.
Who was he originally supposed to fight? Let me pull it up real quick. While he's pulling that up, I'm gonna just go ahead and get my. Actually, you didn't even get.
He was supposed to. No, I did. I'm going with Andre.
You're going with Lima.
Yeah, I'm going with Andre Lima. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the dude he was supposed to fight. So, was it Naim Jurgal Tumadimbarol was the guy that he was supposed to fight? So, out of Mongolia.
So you picked Andre Lima. You like the and you like the negative 245. You think that's just?
I'm probably not going to lay the juice on it just because.
So you like him as a pick. You pick him to win. I like him as a pick. But you're not betting him.
Keeping that off the card.
I bet. I don't have too much to say about this fight. Don't know much about this Mitch Raposo dude. I know he's a debut. Andre Lima looked good in his last fight. Fought his way out some good positions. Decent striker. But he won the fight by a bite. He got bit.
Oh, he was. He got that tatted and everything.
So I've seen him one time in the UFC. I really don't have too strong of an opinion on it. I'm looking at that negative 250, and I'm probably gonna stay away. Over under 2.5 minus 160 to the over. I think I'll probably pass on that one. But if I pick, I guess I'll go with Lima just off maybe the experience edge, but I haven't seen enough of either of these fighters to really have too crazy of a take on it.
No, they're both relatively new still, inexperienced.
So all right, so I'm gonna go with Lima. He's gonna go with Lima. Like I said, you're pretty confident in Lima though.
I'm more confident I'm more so fading Mitch than I am
just like the short notice.
I'm fading the short notice. I'm fading the gym. I'm fading the resume.
I bet.
So,
all right. Next, we got. I know you love the female fights.
Nah, that's all you, bud. Let us know.
We got Ailin Perez versus Joselyne Edwards. Over under 2.5. Juice to the over -315, as you probably already would have known. We got Ailin Perez -185, Joselyne Edwards +154. I like the dog money on Joselyne. Cause you got Ailin Perez. She come forward. She like just shooting them takedowns.
Right.
She want to get it to the ground.
Grappling heavy.
But Joselyne Edwards, I feel like can keep it up, and I feel like she's a better striker. Would I be crazy to say that?
No. Joselyne Edwards got hands.
I definitely think she's the better on her feet, and in a 3-round fight, if Ailin can't just get her down and just keep her down, then I feel like on the feet she's just gonna be getting pieced up. So I like Joselyne Edwards money line, but if they give me a decent number on the +3.5 on DraftKings, I'll probably play that. Depending on the decision line, if they're giving me at least another plus, if they're giving me +250 to +300 on Joselyne Edwards' decision, I'll take that over her money line.
Right.
Just because I feel like that's already her win condition, but more than likely her decision is gonna be +200, +175, damn near probably the same as her money line. Would you agree? Before that line comes out, because this is pre-prop lines.
Pre-lines. Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick Joselyne Edwards to win, and I do like the dog money.
Right. So this fight, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there now. I do not like betting women's fights. It doesn't matter how much of a lock it's supposed to be. Every time I say like yeah, I'm staying away, I find myself throwing it in parlay. So this fight I'm staying away completely. Everything. Ailin Perez, like Pat said, she is a very dominant grappler, very heavy. She likes to lay and pray. She don't do much damage from top when she gets somebody down. I don't think she is 9-2. I'm about to look right now. I don't think finish-wise she's got 4 knockout TKOs, 1 submission. Her last fight, unanimous decision win. Fight before that, unanimous decision win. She's a very just tries to hold you against the fence or get you down, have that top control, very dominating top control. Whereas Joselyne Edwards, very crafty on the feet, 13-5 record, so she's the more experienced fighter. Although she is younger than Ailin Perez by a year. She's taller by 3 inches. She's got a 4-inch reach advantage. So this is pretty much, if Edwards can stay on the feet, I feel like she could rack up the points, tit for tat, keep range, leg kicks, body kicks, teep kicks, jabs, whatever. But if Perez gets a hold of her, I feel like there's not going to be much Edwards can do. She that takedown defense isn't the best. I don't have the numbers on it right now, but I know she can be taken down. She can be controlled.
You're talking about Edwards, right?
Yes. Yeah. Gotcha. Edwards.
So you pick.
It's a fight that I'm staying away from. I'm gonna go with Ailin Perez.
Just for the pick, but you're not gonna bet it.
Yeah, I'm not betting it, but Ailin Perez, I feel like is going to be able to get that takedown eventually. If not early, eventually I feel like she's going to be able to get a hold of her eventually, take her down, be able to grind her out.
Gosh.
Win a unanimous decision. So when those lines drop, it might be a smarter play to take that Ailin Perez by points, or that double method of TKO points. I feel like that could be a play to make. But
all right, so your pick is Ailin Perez, and my pick is Joselyne Edwards. Let's move on to the next one.
All right.
You want to call this one?
Yeah, so on the third fight of the night, we have Mickey Gall versus Bassil Hafez. Mickey Gall, 7-5. He is a 32-year-old welterweight, 6'2", 74-inch reach. Bassil Hafez is a 32-year-old welterweight, 5'11", 72 inches. Now, a lot of people don't really know about Bassil just because he came in on short notice his last fight against JDM, Jack Della Maddalena.
Facts.
But if you go back to that fight, a lot of people think or thought he won that fight just because of how close it was. He had the majority of the control time that fight, was able to get Jack down, was able to really put a beating on him in those earlier rounds. Jack was able, though, to do more damage when he was on the feet, was able to rack up more significant strikes, had more, visible damage. So was it? Yeah, it was a split decision. Jack edged out the split decision. I really like Hafez. I think this is going to be, a pretty easy fight for him. I can honestly see him getting Mickey out of there first round.
So you like Hafez and you like that money line, minus 360.
The money line's juice for sure. I don't agree with how
parlay
big.
Piece, potentially.
Yeah, parlay piece for sure. Parlay piece.
All right. Yeah, I pretty much got the same take. I'm super high on Hafez. I think he's a dog. I bet him against Jack Della Maddalena. I thought he won that fight. Yeah, I think he's going to come out against Mickey Gall, wrap around his waist, drag him down, if not sub him, ground and pound. Just, mounted ground and pound type deal. Maybe gets his back, rear naked choke.
So one thing I will say though, Mickey is slick with the submissions. So like if there's a sloppy takedown, by Hafez,
is Mickey a black belt?
He might be. Don't.
I was about to say, I do believe Bassil Hafez is a legit black belt.
I think Mickey Gall is too. But Mickey Gall is also a bum. Like, I'm not sitting here saying
no, I do agree. I feel like that's Mickey Gall's win condition.
Right.
Sub, correct?
Yeah. Just a random sub. His claim to fame was he beat
CM Punk.
You know what I'm saying? So come on now.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, Bassil Hafez. I'm heavy on Bassil Hafez. Definitely probably gonna have him in a parlay. Probably just to get somebody else into the plus money area. Maybe a 2-leg, 3-leg. Try to play it a little bit conservative. But yeah.
When those props drop, I'm telling you that first round finish by Hoffa might be the sneaky little play for sure. So something to look out for.
All right, next fight we got Niko Price and we got Alex Morono. Alex Morono 24-9, Niko Price 15-7. I like Alex Morono, but I don't know about negative 250.
Some of these lines, man, on this card are a little. Vegas ain't giving you much room to breathe if you're wanting to play this betting wise.
Niko Price, I really don't have too much. I haven't seen a lot of Niko Price.
Robbie Lawler just hit him with that little uppercut.
I'm looking at this Tapology and I see a bunch of L's coming off Niko Price. I see an L to Pat Sabatini in a grappling match. I see an L to Robbie Lawler. I see an L to Phil Rowe. Last win is against Alex Oliveira in 2021. That's probably not somebody I want to put my money on.
No,
Alex Morono's actually been profitable for me as a better. Majority of times I bet him. I'd say he's came through for me. I actually got to see him live in Charlotte, UFC Fight Night Charlotte. Who did he fight that night? That's crazy. I don't remember. I seen it live.
Joaquin?
Was it Court McGee or Tim Means?
Tim Means, bro. No,
it was Court McGee, I do believe. That was actually my first live event. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alex Morono. I do believe maybe potential parlay piece, but then again, that number is just kind of throwing me off. You're saying 75%, damn near 75%, maybe 65%. I don't know. I don't got too crazy of a opinion on this one, so I'm gonna just pass it to you.
All right. So I mean, I'm pretty much same boat. I like Alex Morono in this matchup. Really, Niko Price, man, I feel like he was exciting back in 2018, 2017. For the most part, nowadays, this man is literally just there to get a paycheck. Last time out, or I don't know if it was his exact last time out, but I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yeah, his last time actually fighting in the UFC, he lost to Robbie Lawler first round, and it was the most set up, I feel like, staged, fixed fight if there ever was one that I've ever seen. Because it was just, for one, Robbie Lawler's retirement fight, which is great. Robbie's been a great guy, exciting, but
that's who Niko Price. That's who Robbie Lawler retired to.
Yeah, that first round,
okay,
he had him in that little clinch.
I got you.
He threw a couple uppercuts, and
he's
Niko,
old head. He's an old head.
Niko just flopped.
He's a vet. He's been in the UFC for a while, huh?
Who?
Niko Price.
Yeah. He's been around for a minute. I think his debut was back in 2015.
See, that was before I started watching UFC.
2015. Yeah. So 2016. I'm sorry, but to sum it up, Niko's got no chin in my opinion. Alex Morono, Chris boxing. Heavy hands, sneaky heavy hands. A lot of people don't like watching Alex. That he's not as exciting as what you like to see from like a Charles Oliveira or JDM.
He's not stupid technically.
Gilbert Burns. No, he's not.
But he will fight.
He's a counter striker,
and he'll fight.
Good pressure.
If he's in deep water, he's
a dog. He's a dog. So I go with Alex Morono. I think that line matches where he's at. I think 260 is favorable for him.
So you think they got it right?
Yeah, I think they got it right on that. As far as method of victory, I'm not going to call that. It could be by points. Niko's got no chin though, so I could see Niko getting put out, especially if Robbie Lawler is putting you out your last fight. I mean, Alex is probably going to do it. So Alex is the pick for me.
So we're both on Alex.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. I'll probably throw it a little parlay piece. So next fight, we got Philip Rowe versus Jake Matthews, and I was actually telling Pat right before this. He says save it for the pod, but I'm big on Philip Rowe at that underdog spot. He's not a big dog. He's only a plus 135 according to Tapology. Philip Rowe, 33 years old, 171 pounds, 6'3" with an 80.5-inch reach, going against Jake Matthews, 29 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach. So you got a big differential there. But Philip Rowe's last time out, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, actually. He's lost to Craig Jones by triangle choke. He lost to Neil Magny, split decision. I think he won that fight. I personally played that fight. That's probably why I think that. I'm being biased. And lost to Nick Galante. But his last win, funny enough, was against Niko Price. So take that as you may. But I actually like Philip Rowe in this matchup. I believe Jake Matthews is washed. I believe his last win was against Andre Filio, who we have, come to find out is also, a can. He's not lived up to the hype. So, I don't have much. Jake Matthews does have clean boxing. He does have good striking, but his fight IQ is terrible. And Philip Rowe is the type that he is well-rounded. He's not necessarily great in any one area. He's just kind of your run-of-the-mill, average fighter per se. But if I'm picking it, I'm more so fading Jake Matthews than I am picking Philip Rowe. Backing Philip Rowe. So I might play that. Might make a little 2-leg, underdog parlay or something. But I do like Philip Rowe in that matchup.
So your pick's Phil Rowe, all right?
Phil Rowe.
I'm gonna have to go the opposite way, and this is the reason we came up with the name split decisions. Yeah. We simply deciding who we like in these matchups, and sometimes they're gonna be split.
Sometimes
Sometimes it'd be money on this side, and it'd be money on the other side over here. But at the end of the day,
little watch parties,
at the end of the day,
tense.
That's just part of the game.
Yeah.
And we got to be happy for the winner at all times. We can't be,
See, we love this sport so much that it's like we get passionate about the picks and
Facts.
Sometimes our opinions too.
Facts. We be ready to square up over these damn picks sometimes.
He's got gloves too.
So y'all enjoy these damn picks. All right.
Next fight?
No.
No, you're still on Jake. My bad. Yeah.
I like Matthews.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at Matthews' last fight. They gave him a dog in Michael Morales.
Oh yeah, young
undefeated dog prospect. Went the distance with him. I mean, Didn't look crazy bad in that fight. I honestly thought he did okay.
Right. He did prove he had cardio.
We got Phil Rowe, like you said, coming off 2 L's, 1-0 Magny, which I did bet Neil Magny in that fight. But man, I don't even know what I don't remember what I bet, but I didn't win it. I bet unanimous decision and he won by split.
Who?
Neil Magny. Did he win by split decision?
Yeah, he won by split. Yeah,
I had Neil Magny by unanimous decision in that fight, and that didn't end up cashing for me. That was a heartbreaker. But Phil Rowe just stands a distance. I don't feel like he has crazy volume. I feel like Jake Matthews could potentially get some grappling going. Would you agree with that?
He could.
He can mix it up a little bit. He's got good hands. Who's the last person he knocked out? Andre
Fialho.
Andre Fialho?
Yeah.
Lost to Matthew Simmelsberger, which is not a crazy loss. It's not a bad loss. I actually like Simmelsberger. Think he's a good fighter. Knocked out Darius Flowers. They gave him Darius Flowers off the Contender Series, right, thinking it was gonna be, maybe like a quick little boost into that top 30, top 40. But that didn't work out for him. So I think Jake Matthews is gonna win the decision.
Hey, they're both close. Philip Rose ranked number 34. Jake Matthews number 33.
He's 33.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Jake Matthews and probably a decision.
Right. Okay.
That's gonna be my pick. So who we got next? Oh yeah, let me bring this one in.
Go ahead. Let me hear your opinion on this.
Let me bring this one in. We got Grant Dawson 22-1 against Joe Solecki 13-4. Man, we got Grant Dawson sitting in -400 after he just got put on his ass.
I didn't know.
He got put on his ass.
I didn't know he was that.
In less than 30 seconds by Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Joe Solecki's not Bobby Green, but I'm just saying that shows the stuff you need to have to be a good fighter. Fight IQ. I feel like his fight IQ was shown in that fight. Which maybe he went back to the drawing board and he changed some things. Maybe he can, get to the grappling quicker and not try to play around on the feet, which obviously Joe Solecki is a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not really the most dangerous striker.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yeah, he's only got one knockout. And I'm more than willing to bet it was probably a ground and pound.
But Joe Solecki, jiu-jitsu. Nasty jiu-jitsu.
8 submission wins.
Jiu-jitsu oriented. We got Grant Dawson wrestling oriented. So, sometimes those things collide pretty well. Solecki could potentially get a sub. Grant Dawson at -400. I'm not playing just so he can potentially hold on to him for 3 rounds in a row. I was actually big on Grant Dawson too there for a minute. And I'm not saying I've lost complete faith in him after that Bobby Green fight, but I just got to take a step back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a -400 money line here. It's not going in my parlays.
Especially
so I just want to make that clear. Yeah. So my pick is going to be Grant Dawson. Am I playing -400 on a money line? No. Joe Solecki by sub might be a potential sneaky play, depending on that line. Grant Dawson by decision potentially. I probably won't bet it unless it's a prop, but my pick is Grant Dawson, and I'm gonna pass it to you on that.
Right. So, what I remember most about Grant Dawson is sitting right here in this garage, his last fight, watching the little pre-fight cold open they do, right? And Grant Dawson's giving his big, he's letting you know he's here, right? It's his time right now, right? And he made sure that his big message that he passed off to everybody was Islam. He's the GOAT, right? But it's Grant Dawson's time because he's the now. And then Bobby Green put him on his ass, like Pat said, in 30 seconds with a jab. This man didn't sit down on a hard right hand. This man didn't throw a crafty head kick. He didn't set on a meaty hook. It was a jab. He stepped in with a jab, and Grant folded like a laundry as soon as it touched his chin. And he didn't try to grab a leg when he hit the ground. This man literally just covered up. And the saddest part about that is everybody likes Bobby Green, right? But he's not knocking people out. That was his first UFC finish, right? So it's like, you can't talk that big of a game coming in 21-1 and literally calling out the champ of the division, saying, "Oh, I know you're the GOAT, but I'm the next, I'm the now," and then get put on your ass by Bobby Green. So you can't do that, and especially be a minus 400. That don't make sense to me. But at the same time, they're looking at Joe Solecki sitting there at 13-4. They're knowing, oh, this is a jiu-jitsu guy. He's 30 years old. He's given up 2 inches or 1.5 inches of reach. He's given up an inch of height. They're saying it's going to go to the ground, and they think that Grant Dawson's wrestling is going to be dominant enough, and he's going to be smart enough to not get caught in a sub. But like Pat was just talking about, his IQ didn't look all that great at his last time out, and his toughness, he didn't look like he had that dog in him. So I feel like this is a big fight for him to bounce back and to show everybody, like, last time was a fluke.
Big spot for him.
Yeah. They're kind of giving him a layup with Joe Solecki. It's not
a layup, but in a way, it's kind of a style collide too, because he's going to be shooting that neck out there.
Right.
You got Solecki who wants that neck. That's the only thing. No homo. Pause.
Yeah. The thing is, though, right, is that he's not Joe Solecki. He could grab a neck. He could grab your leg. He could really get your back. Like he has a very versatile bag of jiu-jitsu, and he trains at Salty Dog Jiu-Jitsu, which I just saw. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to root for somebody with a Salty Dog gym. But as far as my picks, right, Grant Dawson should win. I'm picking Grant Dawson. I'm not playing this in any way. I'm not playing a finish. I'm not playing a Grant Dawson by decision. I'm staying away from Grant Dawson until he can prove that he's bettered his fight IQ, that he's bettered his performance, his toughness. Like, he's got to prove it to me. So the pick is Grant Dawson.
So you got Dawson. I got Dawson. No plays on both sides. But I will say this before we move on to the next fight: if they're giving me a decent number on like an under 2.5. then I might potentially consider
that. Right.
If they're giving me like plus 150, like if they got the over juice to minus 300, minus 400, I'll potentially play the under in hopes that Grant Dawson either comes out with a strong comeback performance or wants to make a point, get a quick finish over Joe Solecki, whether it's a sub, whether he ground and pounds out like another mount. Ground and pound situation,
right? Like
the Hafez fight.
Joe snatches something quick,
or Joe Solecki, like I said, snatches up that neck, grabs an arm bar in a scramble, just anything. So I might look at that, but other than that, I'm not gonna play any money lines.
Right.
But this next fight,
All right.
See who we got.
We got this one.
I got it. You got. Oh no. I brought in the last one, so we're gonna let you do that.
Okay,
yes, sir.
All right. So the next fight, we got my boy. This one. I'm gonna let you guys know right off the rip. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm a little biased to Kopylov. I've been big on Kopylov since he's been, a youngin in the UFC. Picked this man a lot, including his last fight. I thought he'd be able to get it done against Fluffy. That wasn't the case. He came out. Fluffy showed that he had the better cardio. Fluffy kind of ragdolled him there and got that finish. Nonetheless, we got Roman Kopylov versus Cesar Almeida. Roman Kopylov, 33 years old, 6 foot tall, 75-inch reach. We got Cesar Almeida in his, I believe, second UFC fight. I think his last fight might have been, this is his second UFC fight, second official UFC fight. Cesar Almeida coming in 5-0. 36 years old, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Cesar Almeida actually is coming over from Glory Kickboxing, where he's had fights with Alex Pereira in the past. He's beat Alex Pereira. I'm pretty sure Alex has 2 wins to his 1, I think. I think Alex, if not Alex, they're tied 1-1 on that. Not much to this fight. They're both kickboxers. So really it comes down to, we got, 33-year-old in Kopylov versus a 36-year-old in Almeida. Kopylov is the slight favorite. I don't know what the most up-to-date line is. It's 135 on Tapology. What do we got on? What's the up-to-date line you got?
Last time I seen it, I got minus 102 on Kopylov.
Ooh, so it's pretty much even.
So we got pick'ems at this point.
We got pick'ems.
So what's that mean? Some money coming in on
Almeida.
Almeida.
But not a lot because it opened up. He was a plus 115. So not a lot, but money is coming in. Kopylov is, like we said, coming off a loss. It is to a grappler, though, right? So this matchup, we're going to see Kopylov, I feel like, more in his element. Definitely more in his element. It's more of a striker versus striker matchup. Kopylov, I feel like, has more tools in the bag as far as his kicks. He has, more kicks than Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida is quick. Cesar Almeida has very good leg kicks, very quick counters. He's kind of slow. Kopylov is definitely going to have the speed advantage. I really feel like Kopylov can dominate this fight. Cesar Almeida is tough. I don't see Kopylov knocking him out, but I can see him getting, a decision. Before that, he was coming in 4 fights in a row, four knockouts. So, I mean, he can get it done in that aspect. But as far as Tapology picks, even, 77% public on Kopylov, you can never trust that. You can never. That's just a popularity contest, really.
Yeah.
But as far as my pick, I really like Kopylov. I'm leaning Kopylov, but like I said before, I'm biased. That's my guy. I'm playing that money, especially if you're giving me that close of a line now. You're giving me damn near.
That's a coin flip.
Damn near pick 'em. I'm all over that. So give me Kopylov. Method of victory. I'm gonna lean towards a decision, but we know he can get in his bag and he can get a finish. So, what are you thinking?
It just seems like the UFC is trying to fast track this guy, Mr. Caesar.
I screwed his back.
It seems like the UFC wants this guy up in these rankings, which Kopylov's only number 25. He's not even top 15 yet, but
right,
with a win over a top 25, that's probably going to solidify a top 15 next.
Yeah. Especially if they're trying to fast track him to top 36. He don't got much time.
So they see something in him. I haven't seen enough of him because he's 5-0 in MMA. Yeah, right. We know what he did in kickboxing, but
he's only got one Contender Series fight, one UFC fight.
MMA, not kickboxing.
Right.
It doesn't always transfer for people. Kopylov, lengthy. He has a longer reach, correct?
Yeah.
You could check that for me. Do believe he'll have a longer reach in this fight. I think he could probably stay on the outside and win a decision. I mean, use his kicks, stay at range. Maybe a situation where Kopylov's doing his thing and looking good and then gets caught by something and, maybe like a minute versus moment type of fight.
Right.
I could see that playing out. It's a coin flip fight. I mean, I think the line's kind of reflected. But you do give me reach advantage on Kopylov, experience advantage on Kopylov. He has
one thing to point out too in those 3 losses. He's lost twice by rear naked choke and once by decision. So the only times he's lost has been 2 grapplers. When he's in his bag striking or when he's fighting strikers.
And you're also looking at Kopylov's losses against Albert Duraev and Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez, future champ.
Big fluffy
I'm
fan.
Saying that right now.
Big fluffy fan.
I'm saying that right now. I bet Anthony Hernandez against Kopylov in his last fight. I'll probably bet Anthony Hernandez against who he's fighting next fight, but that's off topic. I'm going to say Kopylov wins the decision, but Caesar could get him. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think more knockout. Would you say more knockout?
Power.
What's the word I'm trying to say? More knockout power for Caesar. Would you say more of an upside to the knockout for Caesar?
I don't know, because Kopylov's got them head kick knockouts. He's got them hand knockouts. I mean, look at what he did to Punahele. That was just him putting a beating on him from just overall damage. Like, he didn't knock him out per se, but it was just, he was adding up so many different kicks, punches, elbows, knees. Like, he's very versatile. He doesn't just lean more so hands or more so kicks like a Jonathan Martinez. There's a reason why I like him. Again, I'm biased. So anything you ask me, I was
about to say Punahele Soriano lost to Dustin Stoltzfus after that fight. So so that doesn't hold too much weight for me. But
you were big on
I can agree that I just think this is a close fight.
Right.
And I'll slightly lean Kopylov.
Right.
So my pick would be Kopylov, but there is like a weird feeling in my gut that says, you know, they're kind of pushing this on Cesar Almeida to get him another decent win and potentially just try like the fast track situation.
Yeah.
So my pick's Kopylov, but I probably will just watch this fight and enjoy it.
Right.
Potentially maybe a decision prop, because I love decision props. Give me like plus 300 or 400 on a Kopylov decision because Vegas swears he's going to knock him out.
Right.
I'll take that.
Right.
All right. So you already got yours on this one. Huh?
Yep. It's you now.
So let's move on to the next one. We got Randy Brown, 18-5, versus Elizeu. Is that
Elizeu.
Elizeu?
Yeah, it's Elizeu.
Zaleski.
Main card opener, too.
Oh, this is the main card. We in the main card now? Damn, so I got to put a little introduction on this one. To start off the main card of UFC 302, we got Randy Brown versus Elizeu Zaleski. Randy Brown 18-5. Zaleski 24-7.
Rude boy.
I like Brown by decision here.
Hey, he's a decision native.
It's just how he fights.
He
stays on the outside. He's long. He's a good striker. I don't have too crazy of a take on this, but I just think Randy Brown wins the decision. Right. What's the line on this?
On Tapology, it says minus 155 to plus 130.
On DraftKings before this episode, it was minus 180 Brown.
So we got money coming in on Brown.
So give me a decision prop on Brown at like pick'ems or a little bit plus money.
Right.
And I'll throw it in a long shot parlay.
Right.
Yeah, that's my pick, Randy Brown.
All right. I'm pretty much right there with you. Randy Brown, 18-5, like you said. Zaleski, 24-7. Zaleski, 37 years old, out of Brazil. 5'11", 73-inch reach.
Another guy I'm just not too familiar with, by the way. That's why I didn't really mention Zaleski. Just not really too familiar on him. He's an old head. He's been in the UFC for a long time. But what was his last? Benoit Saint Denis. I should know about him because I'm a Benoit Saint Denis fan. But yeah, I was just trying to make a point why I didn't mention anything about Zaleski. But my bad. You can keep going.
Right. Randy Brown, 18-5. Like he said, 6'3", 78-inch reach. Not much to say here. Randy Brown is a decision fighter. He does have power. I'm pretty sure he got a finish in his last fight. Yeah, but it was against Muslim Salikov, who's a bum, past his prime. If this was Muslim of 5 years ago, yeah, he would have had, probably a harder fight. But like Pat said, there's not much to say when, Elizeu Zaleski either. He's a grappler from Brazil. He does have a capoeira background, which is that flashy Brazilian dancing, striking that like Michal Pereira does, or Michal Pereira or whatever, however. Randy Brown, by points I could see. This fight, I don't have much anticipation for it. I don't have much excitement behind it. Just to be honest, Randy Brown isn't a fighter that's really exciting to watch. He's more of a try to keep range, try to keep distance, stay out of danger, tit for tat, one of those. But he did get a finish last time out, so he could be trying to build off that momentum. He could be trying to make it an impressive fight to break into the top 15 because he's right on the outside of it at number 16. Other than that, the line is close. Not really. I don't know why I just said that the line's not close. He's a minus.
It is. It's a decent. I mean, that's only like almost 60% implied. I mean, it's still pretty close.
Right.
50 to 60%.
I'm not really a Randy Brown fan, so I don't have much to say to it. Main card opener wise, kind of weak, but we'll take it. Give me Randy Brown, probably by decision. If he can just stay out of danger and not get subbed.
So we both on Randy Brown.
Yeah. So moving on to the next fight. We have Jailton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov, which this fight is a very interesting fight to me, very intriguing, just because more so a bounce back. I'm curious to see how Almeida looks after his last time out. If you guys don't remember, he fought Curtis Blades, who is, he's been a top 5 ranked heavyweight for a long time now, at least, the last 3-4 years. Pretty inconsistent though, he's known to give up the big fights, in the spotlight. And he went out there, got taken down by Almeida in the first round. Almeida had his way with him, was really, kind of doing his thing. He didn't even look tired being in the second round. He didn't look gassed. He didn't look nothing. He just tried to get back into his bag of, okay, let me shoot this double against the fence. Let me take you down. Let me try to ground you out. And Curtis Blades just instinctively started dropping them just elbows, side of the head. And, you could tell the first couple, Almeida was like, all right, cool. This man's hitting me. No problem. Then that 4th and 5th, I don't think he realized he was hurt until it was too late. Because it was like as soon as that 4th, 5th, 6th lands, this man went from holding on to arms dropped to just, he was flopped down, fight over. So and that made a lot of people happy because Jailton Almeida's fight before that against Derek Lewis, 5-round snooze fest. People hated it. But, before that, he was coming in as the destroyer, the first-round finisher. The fight before that, he had beat Jarginho Rosenstrike in Charlotte, the main event that Pat went to. And that was just same thing. Drag him down, finish him, whatever. But on the other hand, you got Alexander Romanov, who used to be a boogeyman. A lot of people used to fear this man 2 years ago because he looked the same way. He looked like the type that was just King Kong. He was going to come in, drag you down, just muscle you, beat you up, get you out of there, drag you into deep waters. But right now, he hasn't looked that way the last, I'd say probably 18 months. He is coming in off a win, but that was against Blagoy Ivanov, real sloppy heavyweight. Not much to say about that guy. Before that, he lost to Alexander Romanov by KO. He just looked sloppy in that fight, looked real slow. Couldn't get Volkov down because Volkov is so big, good takedown defense. So he didn't have nothing for him. And before that, he lost to Marcin Tybura. He had gassed in that fight. So sum it up. Give me Almeida. I think Almeida is going to be able to dominate Romanov. I feel like the first round will be close, which does have me, a little worried about that pick just because Romanov does, in that first round, he's dangerous. He is a big, strong guy, so he could have some success against Almeida. But for the most part, I think this should be a wash for Almeida. I could even see a finish, maybe second round finish. Might even play that prop when those drop. So give me Almeida. How you feeling?
Facts. I'm on the same side. Just give me Almeida. I see a lot of people on Romanov just on Twitter. I guess they just like the opening number or like plus 250. It's came down a little bit. You got negative 250, negative 260 on Almeida right now.
The lines opened up at...
I think it's crazy to compare Romanov to Curtis Blades.
Yeah.
For one.
Right.
It feels like Almeida was going to be that guy at heavyweight with a win over Blades. Would you agree? I mean, that put him into like title. That definitely put him into title contention.
He honestly probably would have been fighting Tom Aspinall instead of Curtis Blades.
Exactly.
If that fight went the other way.
Yeah.
So he was just right there.
So I think he needs a good bounce back performance. You're giving me Romanov, who died like a fat slob against Volkov.
Anti-Boer.
Yeah. I forgot about that fight. That was right before Volkov, wasn't it? People think there's like a new and improved Alexander Romanov because of the Ivanov fight.
Right. Because
Ivanov is not a pressure walk forward, get in your face, force you to fight type of fighter. He literally let Romanov stay on the outside that whole fight. He let Romanov pick him apart with little teep kicks and front kicks. Didn't give him enough to even tire him out.
No.
Didn't give him enough pressure, didn't show him enough to even put a pace on him to bring out that cardio effect.
But that third round, he
slowed down.
He was struggling.
And that's just in a slow striking match with Blagoy. Imagine a fast-paced, grappling, scramble match with Jailton Almeida, who we've seen go 5 rounds before.
With Derek Lewis.
So I think Almeida's safe.
Right.
I think he's a safe pick. I'll probably parlay him. He is my pick to win. I hope I'm not just overlooking Romanov because obviously when he first was introduced, he was supposed to be like, the next heavyweight grappler machine.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable.
They said Cain Velasquez.
And then, he kind of showed his
he got exposed.
I guess his kryptonite.
Right.
He got his gas tank in his lungs.
If people were able to survive those takedown attempts or able to, stuff them, it was over for him.
And by the time he attempts 2-3 takedowns, he's
big deep breath, belly shaking. Breath.
So I think by the time he defends a few takedowns from Almeida, he just gets wore on. Almeida's going to keep the pace on him.
Right.
Eventually, they'll get him out on the feet, or I guess a potential sub.
Almeida's good at getting to the back too. So very, very sneaky.
Yeah, give me Almeida in a 3-round fight. It's hard to call like a decision or
I can see a finish. I'm leaning finish.
I'm leaning to finish too, just because Romanov's gas tank. But if he comes out with a gas tank and maybe last the first couple rounds and then we get a sloppy third, maybe he gets finished in the third. Maybe a sneaky Almeida 3rd round prop.
Oh, that'll probably
gonna pay some money.
Plus 750.
That's gonna pay some money.
Yeah, plus 800.
It better be more than plus 750. I want plus 12, plus 1500.
Yeah, I mean,
on that, on a specific, on a round 3.
I'm probably wrong on
that. Give me Jailton Almeida. I think he comes back, and I think he beats Romanov. All right, next fight we got Kevin Holland versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. I like Holland here. I know Michal got that pressure, good boxing. He's gonna walk forward.
Tough.
He's gonna take some to give some. I think Holland just rangy. I think he can stay on the outside, taller. I'd say he has a 7-inch reach on this man. So if you're smart, Kevin Holland, stay on the outside. Potentially grapple a little bit.
He does have obviously it. He's got it in his bag.
Kevin doesn't really like to do that.
But he does have it. He is a black belt.
He likes to
in jiu-jitsu under Travis Luter, who is a established black belt.
Yeah, he likes fun fights, but I could see him just making this an easy fight, like tricking this man into a striking match and just wrap yourself around that waist and take him down. Use some jiu-jitsu. Show people you can do other stuff. Which I'm not saying he hasn't, but mix it up on him. Give him something different to see. I think Kevin Holland's gonna win this fight, and probably by decision. I love decision props, bro.
Right.
Oh, not saying I'm betting that, but I think that's how he wins.
Right. All right. Well, we're on opposite sides here. As much as I hate to say it, right?
I've
been a plot twist, not plot twist.
Split decision.
Yeah, but as much as I hate to say it, because I've been a big Kevin Holland fan for a while. I liked seeing Big Mouth come in off the Contender Series and then make his debut on short notice against Thiago Santos, and then have those exciting fights with Joaquin Buckley where he knocks him out after telling him to wipe his booger, or having those fights where he is the star, talking that stuff. But at the same time, as of late, Kevin Holland strikes me, and this is just my opinion, right? So this ain't the gospel, but Kevin Holland seems like he's more so trying to play the Mr. Cool as of late than he is really trying to win these fights, because it's with the MVP fight. It's like if he thinks, I have a chance of losing this fight, let me play like I don't care. Like, oh, it's whatever. I wasn't even really trying anyways. I was just out there having fun. Like with the Wonder Boy fight, this man easily had the wrestling advantage. Could have taken him down. Did take him down when he got hurt. Showed that he could have held him down, but then he stood up just off of a gentleman's agreement that he had made of like, I'm gonna keep it on the feet, whatever. It's like, bro, you're more worried about,
which you gotta respect, because the fans rather see them.
Which is
strike.
Cool, but what is that fight IQ?
No, exactly, like, exactly. If you're coming there to win, you gotta know that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's more so trying to look cool than he is worried about wins, right?
Yeah.
So in this, he's coming off a pretty embarrassing loss to MVP, especially before the fight. He was talking that
Bellator,
shit.
He said this Bellator
is different. Bellator ain't
that's great,
but UFC.
But MVP is
nice, and that was an interesting matchup where MVP was just faster.
Stylistically, it was the perfect matchup.
So we got, like he said, Kevin Holland, 6'3", 81-inch reach to
74.
Michal Oleksiejczuk's 74-inch, but in my opinion, Michal's got that power, right? Mm-hmm. Not saying Kevin don't, because Kevin's power is sneaky. And he's into the punch power.
And to add to your point, against JDM, how many times did we see Kevin Holland just shell up and turn his back?
Yeah.
Like on some Philly shell type shit. He
could have won that fight, too.
On some Philly shell type shit. But against Michal, he's going to find something.
Right.
He's gonna pressure. He's gonna find something back. He's gonna back you against that cage.
Michal, his weakness has been the body shots, body kicks, especially to the liver, but body shots where we don't see Kevin Holland throwing body shots like that. He headhunts. He does throw kicks to the body, like teep kicks up the middle, but he's not really a head kick, leg kick. Like, he's just very unorthodox. So to save from rambling, I'm on the other side. Give me the dog. Give me Michal Oleksiejczuk. If not by knockout, by decision, because I feel like he could outlast and get the better strikes and do more. I feel like once Holland gets touched up a couple times, he's going to get into his bag of trying to show off more than he is trying to rack up, notable actual damage that could win him the fight. So give me Michal Oleksiejczuk.
And just to add to my side, I picked Holland to win. That does not mean I'm playing negative 260 on Holland. In a close, what I believe to be a close striking match for 3 rounds, I'm probably not going to play in minus 250 money line, but we'll potentially look at maybe a decision prop or something on Holland's side. But I do agree, if you're betting a money line side, Oleksiejczuk's the side to play.
And this is that could be. It's not.
But Oleksiejczuk by a knockout. Would you agree with that? Is that his win condition?
No, I just said right before that I thought more than likely it's probably going to be a decision, but he could. I said that I could see him start landing those heavier shots, and that could make Kevin Holland kind of lean in towards that. Oh, I don't really care. I'm just out here trying to land the big one. I could see Kevin trying to line up a big shot to a knockout shot, but just it never coming, and him not.
Oleksiejczuk though, that gas tank, he be fading a little bit later in fights.
He does fade, but like what I was saying, I might throw this. Nothing set in stone yet, but I might throw the Philip Rowe underdog pick with a Michal Oleksiejczuk underdog, a little 2-leg underdog. You might get a
Phil Rowe Oleksiejczuk.
Yeah,
what's that pay?
I don't know. I haven't. I was just saying I might. That's not something set in stone. That's just something I might look at.
Got you.
So I am on the side of Oleksiejczuk at dog money.
All right, another split decision for y'all.
All right. So the next fight we got the man, Sean Strickland versus Mr. Secret Juice, Mr. Borrachina, the eraser Paulo Costa. This is the co-main event for UFC 302, which I feel like is a good co-main event. It's not
It's a solid main event.
Yeah, it's a co-main. It's a 5-round too.
Event. Yeah, it's a solid co-main event.
Yeah, it's a 5-round too, which is interesting because
This is a main event in itself.
Oh, it could be easy. Could be probably a fight night, something like that. Sean Strickland coming in 28-6, as you guys know, coming off a loss. He was just a middleweight champion and then lost that close fight to Dricus, which I personally thought he won that fight. I thought it was 2-2 going in the 5th, and I thought Sean won that 5th. But we got 28-6, 33 years old, coming in 6'1", 76-inch reach. On the other side, we got Paulo Costa, 14-3, 33 years old, 6'1", 72-inch reach. So Sean's got a 4-inch reach there. Paulo Costa coming in off the loss to Robert Whittaker, which if you guys remember, he caught Robert with that head kick, that wheel kick, the very end of that first round and had Rob on skates. Almost got Rob out of there, but luckily that bell came. Saved by the bell. He recouped. But like I said, this fight is a 5-round fight. I personally like Sean Strickland here. There's been so many times that I've been wrong on Strickland picks, but I personally am going to go with Strickland on this one. I feel like he does enough with that Philly shell style to avoid danger, to avoid those big overhand rights that Paulo likes to throw. And, I feel like he's tough enough to withstand those leg kicks that Paulo is good at throwing. Paulo has some very good striking, and his cardio it's sneaky. It's deceiving. He can go 5 rounds. I mean, we saw him go 5 rounds with Marvin Vettori. We saw him go, 3 rounds with Luke Rockhold at elevation. This man was 4,000 feet and 5,000 feet above sea level in Salt Lake City. He went all 5 with Luke there. That was a sloppy fight, but he went all 5. He lost to Adesanya with that left hook to ground and pound that Izzy landed, but Izzy also had a titty, so he could have been juicing at that point. But, throw it in. Give me Sean Strickland. Give me Sean Strickland by decision, unless we see Paulo Costa gas.
This is a 5-round now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So unless we see Paulo Costa gas in the 4th or 5th, to where Sean Strickland, we've seen him like he did to Abus Nurmagomedov, Abus gassed, and Sean Strickland just started putting the pressure on him, the combos, got him out of there. We could see a Sean Strickland 4th or 5th round finish, but give me Sean Strickland. Give me Sean Strickland by decision. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the same side. I like Strickland here. Costa, heavy hitter, doesn't really do much. Takes a lot of pictures. He'll stand in front of people.
Yeah.
Not a lot of pressure, not a lot of volume. He'll almost pressure but not throw strikes.
He's a blitzer for sure.
I just see Strickland piecing him up with the jab.
His jab is nasty.
For all 5 rounds, just piecing him up with the jab. Costa blitzing in here and there. Bing, getting pieced up by the jab. Most likely a decision. I think Costa can eat some shots from Strickland.
He's tough. He's definitely tough.
Yeah. That's not too strong of a take. I think Strickland's just going to tear him up. I think he's going to win every round. He's going to outbox him.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but look at how Dricus looked after their fight. For Dricus to have won that, granted it was a split decision, Dricus was busted up, but whole eye swelled shut from that jab, forehead looked like this man done dragged his face across the concrete, got dragged by a Harley or something.
I think Strickland is going to make Costa tired, putting him on his back foot and just walking him down,
wearing him down,
just boxing with him.
Right.
And then potentially even a late finish from Strickland. I could see Costa just falling off a cliff in the later rounds.
So if you really think about it, the only person that's been able to stop Sean in his pressure, Alex Pierre, with that hook. Other than that, I mean, Izzy, right. We saw what he did to Izzy. We saw what he did to Jared Cannonier, even though he lost that split decision. We saw what he did to Imavov. I mean, Sean's been just putting in work. Abus, he finished in the 2nd round.
Yeah. I think Strickland's going to win this fight.
Yeah.
Not too much to say else about it. He gonna outbox that Brazilian man, Costa. All right.
Main event time.
Yep, we there. Main event of UFC 302. We got Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier.
The Diamond.
The Diamond Poirier. Islam, you got that grueling pressure, that strength.
Brother.
That strength.
Brother. Smash.
And it's a different kind of strength.
Smash.
There's some stuff in them IVs.
Bud. Hey, them Russians, they've been tough from birth. You know what I'm saying? It's not just lifting rocks in the mountains either.
Makhachev, obviously, he's going to get Poirier down. He's going to find his control on top. He's more than likely going to get a sub on Dustin Poirier. Let's keep it real. That's what's most likely to happen. Everybody can agree on
right. That I'm sure that line is juice too. That Islam Bassil.
But you're giving me negative 550 on Makhachev. You giving me plus 400, plus 500 on Dustin Poirier with that southpaw stance against another southpaw in Islam. Yep. Correct?
Yep.
You got southpaw versus southpaw. Poirier, definitely a more polished striker.
Mm-hmm.
On the feet, I hope Islam doesn't get super comfy thinking, oh, Justin Gaethje head kicked this guy, so I'm going to stand here and strike with him because I knocked out a 145er.
Right.
I see Makhachev obviously putting him on the ground, probably finishing him early, one in the first or second round, but he don't want to stay on the feet with Poirier too long. He don't want to play on the feet with Poirier too long because guess what? Poirier on a mission.
Right.
Talking about retirement.
Right.
Potentially his last fight.
Right.
In the octagon, fighting under the UFC roster. I mean, you never know what kind of mindset he in coming in. You never know how much work he's putting in, what type of camps he's putting in. You never know who he's training with. You don't know what he's prepared for. I pray he's not coming out here shooting gillies.
Oh, you know.
Grabbing gillies.
Don't do that. You know.
Don't be silly. Grab the gilly.
Bro, you know.
I'm praying he don't do that because that's not going to work on Islam. Dustin. That's not going to work on Islam. You can't be shooting no damn gillies.
It's not when. It's not if he's going to shoot the gilly.
It's when. It's when. How many gillies you going to shoot? Actually, I think it's going to take one gilly for you to fuck up, find yourself in a position you can't get out of. So, my pick is Makhachev, but if I'm betting this fight, I'm going Poirier, and I'm hoping for a knockout on the feet. I'm hoping Makhachev has trouble getting him down, which is more than likely not going to happen. But that's what I'll be hoping for. I'll more than likely have a money line bet on Poirier because I'm not betting minus 600 on anybody in a UFC fight. So give me Poirier's money line at plus 400, plus 500. Can you look and see what it is real quick?
I don't have that.
Pulled up. DraftKings.
I'm on Tapology.
It's gonna take a minute to load.
Just give me
just give me Poirier money line at big plus money and enjoy the fight and hope the Louisiana native brings it home. You know, that's my take. Islam's the pick, but Poirier's the bet.
Right. So I'm pretty much on the same thing as Pat. To be honest with you, there's been a lot of talk leading up to this. Islam striking is underrated, which I'm not saying it's not. Islam does have good striking. When anybody thinks of Islam, they instantly think pressure wrestling. They think smothering pressure. They think take you down, brother, drag you to deep water and drown you, you know. But Islam is the most versatile striker out of that gym. He's got the best of both worlds. He does have that smothering pressure where if he gets you down, it's a wrap. But your jiu-jitsu better be nice, and you better pray your defense is sharp, like Volk's was, because if not, you're getting finished. And he's going to maul you until you're contemplating why you even got in that octagon and accepted that fight. And by the time you're even thinking, I shouldn't have done this shit, your neck is gone. You're right. He's got you. So, and on the other hand, though, his striking, he did show his last time out, he kicked Volk straight in the head, put him out, looked good doing it, first round. The fight before that, even, if you guys remember, against Volk, he was rocking him. He had stunned him a couple times. He knocked him down. His striking did look good, and that was against Volk, who's known for his striking. So Islam's striking is good, but on the other side, Dustin Poirier, 30-8. This guy has been putting in the work for years. Longevity. Got 20-plus fights in the UFC. It might even be closer to 30 fights in the UFC at this point. Known for his boxing, good southpaw. He's got a win-loss record going on right now, coming off that impressive win against Benoit Saint-Denis. Put him out, but he did get dominated that whole first round. Benoit took him down and was just having his way with him. And that was Benoit with staph infection right on his forehead. So what's Islam going to do? More than likely, Islam's going to ragdoll this man. And the sad part about it is Dustin Poirier is fully committed to landing a guillotine. Like, he even said, if he pulls a guillotine against Islam, this man is getting a bronze statue in his front yard of him with the ghillie, just right there in his front yard. And
the scenes, if he pulls a ghillie.
Oh, my God, dude, I would probably streak. You will probably see me butt naked running through the streets, right? Just because that would be insane. I would be so happy for that man, because this is the first fight that his daughter's coming to also. First fight that his daughter's going to be in attendance, because he said this could be his last shot at the title. So the pick is Islam. I think Islam's probably going to finish him in the first round, to be honest with you. I think Dustin is dumb enough to really pull that ghillie, but he tried it against Khabib. I mean, this is literally, he's fighting Khabib's protege, who's a better striker. And Dustin tried it against Khabib in their fight, and Khabib choked the fuck out of him. So give me Islam. I'm gonna jump off the porch and say either first or second round finish. But man, would I love to see Dustin Poirier pull that off. Just for the culture, for the sport itself,
for the amount of work he's put in. This
man has been a dog for a while. Plus, one thing that I feel like a lot of people have been overlooking, Poirier has been training with Gamrot. Gamrot that's his dog. That's his right-hand man in ATT, American Top Team.
I didn't know that, but that's a great
training partner.
Training partner.
That is a great
especially
training
for this
partner.
type of style.
So I feel like he's definitely going to come in on his P's and Q's. Like, he's going to be as prepared as he can be, but it's Islam, man. Islam's a different story. You're talking pound for pound number one.
It's gotta
You're talking a scary wrestler that has striking now too. Give me Islam.
So we both on Islam, but
I'm not playing that money line.
But we're not betting Islam. We'll probably root for the.
I might take a sneaky little play of like Islam first round finish, Islam second round finish, something like that. But as far as money line goes, you can keep anything above a minus 500. I don't care who they are. I don't care if Jesus Christ himself is coming down to fight. I ain't betting minus 500.
Facts.
So,
but
that's all for me. Fight. That's it. UFC 302.
UFC 302.
First episode. Got to work out the bugs. It's something that we've been talking about for years.
Facts. And we're still getting comfortable on camera. We're getting comfortable talking to y'all. So if we seem a little nervous, it's because we are. If we seem a little bit, jittery, right. We're stumbling over our words. A
lot of uhs or whatever.
Simply both of our first times on camera. And right. We've been talking about this, like you said, for the last 3 years. We just haven't put the pen to the pad.
Right.
So
we got the rubber on the road now. So It's only up from here. And we're hoping to at least do all the pay-per-views. The fight nights.
Yeah, we want to come. We want to come every single card with some picks for y'all.
Right.
Not only some picks, we want to bring reaction videos. We want to bring recaps. Just simply going over fights that we've seen. Anything just to give y'all some entertainment and give the fight fans some content to watch.
Right. So it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. This is my boy Justin, Patrick. And
decisions.
UFC 302, let's go.